It's the last game of the weekend here in Normal at Redbird Arena, Uptown Normal. Shining bright for us tonight, and we're going out with a bang. The 2A state championship game. Byron looking for back-to-back titles in Central Catholic, hoping to be state champions for the first time since 2010. And Byron's Paige Holloway is a force at the top of their zone defense. She's active on both ends of the floor. She had 18 points and went 10 of 12 from the charity stripe in yesterday's semifinal. Switching things over to the Saints, Ellie Stevens is a player to watch tonight. She led Central Catholic in scoring and rebounds yesterday with 11 points and 9 boards, just one shy of a double-double. We are coming to you above Doug Collins Court, just moments away from this 2A state championship semifinal game, where Byron will look to repeat. Central Catholic is looking to take one a little bit closer to home. Let's take a look at what's happened earlier in the day so far. Class 1A, that third place game, a very close game. Calhoun defeated Harvest Christian. Grace Ballman set a 1A record with 40 points in that game. And then that 1A state championship, Anawan defeated Mendon Unity 39-37, a close one, and we just saw St. Edward defeat Central Southeastern 47-42 for that third place. Byron and Central Catholic will be this 2A state championship game. We are just minutes away from it, and with that, I will send it down to the folks from their courtside seats. Pretty comfy down there for this Byron Central Catholic game. Dave Bernhardt and Chloe Barnes, how's it going?
Yeah, we're about as relaxed as can be. I don't know about those folks behind us, though. You know, Eric Yearley really said it best. He said his message to his team at Byron is just be us. And I think that's the case, really, of any team that gets to a championship game. The coaches hope that whatever team they have seen all season long plays itself out here in this game. And last night, Chloe, both these teams did in their semifinal victories, but what do they have to do tonight to be themselves?
Right, Dave, for Byron, that's making sure that their 1-3-1 defense is as strong as it has always been. They had 20 steals last night, and for BCC, it's making sure that they have consistent scoring across multiple players. They had 3 players last night in double figures, and if they want to beat this Byron defense, that's what needs to happen tonight.
Let's take a look at those brackets coming into tonight's championship game. There you see the win over Central Southeastern yesterday, 53-37. Central Catholic squeaked by St. Edward 45-42. Let's take a look at how these teams did it last night. First of all, for Byron, in a ballgame that saw 7 players foul out, we talked about Paige Holloway's numbers. Bailey Burrows, 11 points, 9 rebounds. There's Sarah Hopkins as part of that 53-37 victory in a ballgame that the Tigers never trail as they get to the state championship game for the 2nd straight year. Now on the other side, Central Catholic had a 10-point lead in the 3rd quarter, but then they ended up trailing by 1. Ellie Stevens did all she could, but it took a late 3-pointer for Central Catholic to overcome St. Edward. In fact, the championship game for Central Catholic, as Katie said, a familiar place for the Saints. We're ready to go. Fans from Byron are ready to make it happen for the 2nd straight year. Central Catholic, they want to do it again. We'll be back. Championship game coming up. From Redbird Arena, it's the girls' Class 2A state championship ball game. Let's get the evening rolling.
We ask that you remember and honor the men and women of the United States Armed Forces serving throughout the world with a moment of silence. Thank you. And now we ask that you join our guest soloist, Kevin Neese, a junior student at Alton High School, in the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And now here are the starting lineups for the Class 2A championship game of the 2017 edition of the IHSA Girls State Basketball Tournament. First, from the Central Catholic High School from Bloomington, a sophomore, number 4, Charlie Sartoris. For Byron, a senior, number 4, Lexi DeVries. For Central Catholic, a sophomore, number 12, Lauren Shanks. For Byron, a senior, number 11, Paige Holloway. For Central Catholic, a junior, number 20, Sarah Brady. For Byron, a senior, number 14, Sydney Jackson. For Central Catholic, a sophomore, number 23, Bailey Kaufman. For Byron, a senior, number 23, Sarah Hopkins. And for Central Catholic, a senior, number 35, Ellie Stevens. Central Catholic brings a 22-10 record into tonight's game.
Our starting lineups brought to you by Taco Bell. Central Catholic 22-10. It's a team that started off 2-7 this season, 20-3 since. Their sophomore starters, Charlie Sartoris, Lauren Shanks, along with Bailey Kaufman, Sarah Brady, a junior, and Ellie Stevens, a lone senior in the starting lineup. And for the Byron Tigers, talking seniors, there's 5 of them right there. 4 of them played in this title game last year. Only Sydney Jackson did not start last year in the Class 2A championship ball game. That was a game that was won by Byron, 53-44 over T-Town. And Chloe, I feel like it's an interesting contrast here in a geographic sense. You have Byron up in the Rockford area. You have Bloomington Central Catholic. Their routine has stayed the same. They come here to play 2, I think, very calm and poised teams, though.
Absolutely. Both teams very calm, very methodical, know how to work together and play well on a regular basis. But it should be interesting. You'd have to wonder if Byron, knowing what it's like to be here, having been here last year, if that works in their favor.
Head coach for Byron in his 6th season, Eric Yearley, a state championship in his back pocket, 163 wins for Yearley. And on the other side, Central Catholic, Debbie Kaufman, in her 19th season, 448 wins for Kaufman. She won a state championship in 2010, finished 2nd in 2011. 2 years ago, Saints finished 3rd. And that buzzer means we're ready to play ball here. Up at center court, Burrows along with Kaufman. It will be Byron with it first. This is Lexi DeVries. First team all-state selection, just 1 vote shy of being a unanimous pick in Class 2A.
Lexi DeVries averaged 18 points typically during the season. Only saw her with 7 points last night. Would be great for Byron if she got a hot start early and could put some points on the board.
Turnover each way to start this one. Sarah Brady gave it up. These are 2 schools with a lot of school spirit in any sport. And you will be witness to that tonight. 3 possessions, 3 turnovers as Burrows misfires looking for Hopkins.
And one of the things, Dave, that'll be interesting to pay attention to, both teams are known for their press and their press defense, which on the reverse side means that they've had opportunities to practice against those presses during the regular season. So it'll be interesting to see how they navigate those.
Not really the start we thought we would see here, but it's understandable nevertheless. Both teams will pressure. It's a 1-2-2 3-quarter court press for Central Catholic. DeVries into the paint.
I think, Dave, at this point, you got to attribute a lot of these turnovers to nerves. State championship game, big stage, big platform, and both of them probably still tired, very tired, I'm assuming, from last night as well.
You know, and folks might say, well, 4 starters back from last year's state championship team, but the pressure has been on Byron all season long. The target has been on their backs to defend that state title. And for Central Catholic, playing in front of their big home crowd here, this is about as awkward of a start of a championship game as we've seen. Ellie Stevens will pick up that rebound. Here comes Charlie Sartoris. Shanks. Ball partially blocked by DeVries. Now DeVries on the move. Numbers against her. Hopkins, good three-point shooter.
Good ball movement right there by Byron. Both teams just wanting that first basket to go in so they can start getting settled into the rhythm of the game.
We're 2 minutes into it. Brady decides not to let it go. Shanks. Good position by DeVries. Pushing ahead to Burrows, running the floor for 2.
If Coach Yearley could ask for a perfect way to execute in transition, that would be it. Have those long arms, create a stop on defense, move the ball, and then capitalize in transition.
Here's that 1-3-1, hand on the ball. Burrows again out front. 3-on-1. DeVries. Missed it badly. Shanks the other way in a hurry. And finishes.
Great job right there by Lauren Shanks, especially of going into 2 taller people and still being able to draw contact and finish.
Shanks named to the honorable mention squad in the All-State teams. Bailey Burrows, also an honorable mention pick. She got our first 2 points of the game, and here's Shanks, 5'5" sophomore guard, tying it up. Hopkins will head to the free throw line.
Good move right there by Sarah Hopkins. We'll see a lot of that from her tonight. She, similarly to Katie Castorla, we mentioned the last game, has a good inside-outside presence. She can shoot the 3, or, depending on her matchup, can also go inside as well and create contact and draw a foul.
Sarah Hopkins and Lexi DeVries, not like they're just seniors together. They've been playing together since before middle school. Those are the numbers for Hopkins last night. 4-2 lead belongs to the Tigers. We've played 3 minutes. Balanced scoring in the super sectional and again last night. And a trademark of this Central Catholic team. Brady. Kaufman. Bailey Kaufman, strong rebounder on the season, averages 5.7 boards per game. She had 6 rebounds last night, and she'll be at the free throw line when we come back.
Hi, I'm Bailey Burrows from Byron High School. My dream job is to work in the National Park Service because I really love nature and really enjoy spending time outdoors. My favorite food is pierogies and sauerkraut, but I've tried to have it as a pregame meal before. It didn't work out the best. So it's more of a post-game celebration meal now. I also love green tea ice cream. I wish that I was good at gymnastics. I watched the Olympics in the summer, and they were amazing. I'm way too tall. I'd bend halfway over myself and fall on my face. So after winning last year, LeBron James sent us a video to some other state championship winning teams and congratulated us and told us he'd be keeping up with our season and stuff. So he kind of gave us like a hashtag, and we've been like posting pictures so he could see them. He actually retweeted Coach's tweet about us here in the video, which is really cool. Family Feud. When I was little, like my parents would always kind of like play as the show was on, and they would get them all right all the time. So I think that if we kind of rallied together, we might win. Secret talent of mine is I can kind of play the ukulele. Both my parents are really musical, and My mom plays the keyboard and my dad plays guitar, so they tried to get me started with the ukulele, and I'm trying to pick up on it. I'm definitely not as good as they are.
That is a well-rounded student athlete, Bailey Burrows. Undecided on her college choice. She's looking for a major first. You know, what fits her major, and we'll worry about basketball after that. There's a block by Kaufman. It won't go down as a block in the book. She got a piece of the ball, but picks up the personal foul.
And Dave, back to your point about Bailey Burrows and her need to want to find a major first. I think that's so important when looking for a college decision, because basketball doesn't last forever. Even if you play professionally at some point, the game is done. You need to make sure that you have a passion and a career that you're really excited about.
We'll see both coaches go to their bench. They play 6 to 7 players. A couple of free throws there for Lexi DeVries. In for Byron, Megan McCary, along with Tamaya Valtenberg. Bailey Kaufman left after that last foul, and she was replaced by Maddie Malinowski. Kaufman with 2 quick personal fouls, and that would be a tough loss if she has to sit for too long. 6-foot sophomore, just a solid performer, a rock inside, the daughter of head coach Deb Kaufman. Tipped away, Burrows. Holloway, the track star. Can't finish. Burrows. No. Again. No. Opportunity missed for Byron.
And I tell you what, that's a huge break for BCC that they missed those opportunities, especially with a team like Byron. They have so many people that can go off and score at any particular point in time. You can't afford to give them those second, third chance opportunities.
That is our 9th turnover of this game. We still have 3:46 to play in the first quarter. And 2 fouls on Kaufman. That's a storyline to keep an eye on. Burrows, Holloway, they'll give her the 3. Oh, now nice board. Sartori pushes it to Brady. Shanks. Another rebound. And the combination of Ellie Stevens and Maddie Malinowski inside has been strong. They've combined for 5 rebounds already.
You got to wonder if BCC is struggling a little bit because they are having an issue getting it inside. So many tall Byron players. It wasn't coming as easy to them as it was last night.
Breeze can't handle it as that ball gets ricocheted around. Early shooting, Byron 1 of 9. Deb Kaufman's Central Catholic team 1 of 5. Central Catholics turn it over 6 times. Brady, a little lean in. And the foul will send us the other direction.
Central Catholic foul 35,
Ellie Stevens called for that foul. That's her first. Shanks didn't know it was right there. I hit it off her foot. That's a tough break right there for the Saints. Shanks did everything she was supposed to and just didn't realize where the ball was. Perry looking for someone, finds it in Burrows.
This would be a good opportunity for Lexi DeVries to set up herself to get involved in the game. She is the leader of this team, and once she finds herself offensively, you'll see Byron continue to get into a flow as well.
That was a strip by Brady. Walk, and we're still trying to play through the nerves here with 2:43 to play. 11 turnovers combined, 7 of them coming from Central Catholic. Pressure broken, ahead to Holloway. Perry passes up the 3. Burrows, a little baseline jumper. Bailey Burrows.
Great ball movement right there by Byron. You can tell that high-low look with the BCC zone is exactly what they need to keep doing.
A couple of baskets for Burrows. She had 13 points, 8 rebounds in the championship game last season. It's a Byron team, 33 wins and 2 losses. Those 2 losses to 2 Class 4A teams playing in the Super Sectionals on Monday. We could see Montini and Rockford Boylan right here on this floor 1 week from tonight. Maggie Stopa comes into the game. Give the block to Burrows. Stopa in the game for Central Catholic. She has it now, and she'll skip it. Long distance and a little bit too high and too long.
One of the things to pay attention to as well with this zone, you need to make sure that you ball fake before you send the pass so it doesn't get deflected.
Deb Kaufman will take a timeout here with 1:59 left in the first, and a lot of folks may say, oh wait, why use your timeout so early? She just does not like the way this feels right now. You're 6 minutes in, and already 8 turnovers, an uncharacteristic type looking team. This is how these two teams got to this point. For Central Catholic, the Olympia Regional, not an easy time there. Tough ball game against Clifton Central, and then easy victories over Monticello, a shocking score against Teutopolis. That was part of a 25-0 run, leading to that 23-point victory. For Byron, they have cruised. Only 1 game along the path for the Tigers that may have been a little bit of a nail-biter, and that was that sectional championship game in the Princeton sectional against Spring Valley Hall. Hall ranked 6th in the state. That was a 7-point win, and a 36-point win over the 4th-ranked team, Central Southeastern, last night. Was ranked 5th in the final regular season poll before falling by 16 to the Byron Tigers. Nice trailing defense from Shanks. Bailey Burrows will pick up that personal foul.
Byron calling 20, Bailey Burrows. 12, Lauren Shanks.
I may have said that Shanks knocked it away. That may have been Sartoris who will have a seat. There is Lauren Shanks. Top 10 in school history and career 3. Baltenberg knocks it away. Maya Baltenberg will get it back to Holloway. Holloway works her way in. And the feet moved a little bit too much.
Just a little bit, but one of the things that is nice about this Byron team is that they're probably one of the calmest and most disciplined teams that I've had the privilege of watching, both on offense and defense. They never rattled. They always know how to work the ball to get the best shot. They know how to communicate and defend on defense. They're altogether a very well put together team.
Bailey Kaufman has come back into this game playing with 2 fouls for Central Catholic. Her mother, the coach, says they need her stabilizing presence here. Shanks. Stopa. Coming up on a minute to play in the first, your Class 2A championship ball game. Maggie Stopa missed everything.
Great hustle right there by Bailey Kaufman to try and save the ball, but you could just feel BCC a little out of their rhythm and a little out of their element. This is not typically how they perform on offense.
Central substitute 4, Charlie Sartoris.
So Kaufman will have a quick seat. Had her there offensively. Want to get her off the floor in the defensive end with those 2 fouls. Holloway probably happy she was fouled there because she was just about ready to turn that ball over.
Central Catholic fouling Maggie Stopa. 14 fouls.
Bree is working hard to finally get it, and then we'll turn it over. Sartoris right into the hands of DeVries. Here's Holloway in a breakout, and she walks.
That's the most frustrating part as a player, when you work your hardest to get a steal on defense, try and capitalize on the other end, and then get a turnover.
23, Bailey Kaufman for Central, 5, Megan McCary for Byron.
Boy, these coaches have really gone to the bench both strategically, also maybe fatigue that I know we have talked about. It's nervous fatigue right now.
It is, and at this stage in the game, you can't really afford to have your key players getting fouls, especially in a state championship game. You know it's going to be close and competitive, and you're going to need them on the floor later into the game.
Underneath 30 seconds in the first. Stopa gets a pretty good look. That's a better look for Stevens. Ball will stay right here with 16 seconds left, and with a 5-point difference, Deb Kaufman, the Central Catholic coach, holds her fingers up in the shape of an L. Inside, nice catch, Stevens. Breeze will come back into the game. Brady back in. Here comes Malinowski. Kaufman gets out of there. Well, it is all these pieces on the board, right? Just shuffling them around.
So many pieces. They have to be really strategic. It's funny, both teams we mentioned a little bit earlier are very, very similar in how they play defense, their offensive strategy as well, and their coaches are very intentional about who is in what positions at what times.
Holloway gets it to Burrows. Clock winding down. One more chance. It'll have to be a long one. Comes up short for Charlie Sartoris. Well, his first quarter in your 2A championship may not have been an artistic masterpiece, but the defending champs hold a 5-point lead as we go to the second period. Last season, Byron did not make the top 10 rankings until the final 2 weeks of the season, then proceeded to win the Class 2A title. This year, #1 from top to bottom, and you know, they have a 5-point lead. I think they feel like they survived that first quarter. Byron just 2 of 11 shooting. They turn the ball over 8 times, but then Central Catholic 11 turnovers and just 1 of 11 from the field. So combined, these two teams 3 of 22 with 19 turnovers in the first quarter.
Which, Dave, I think is really uncharacteristic for both of those teams. Maybe you can attribute it to state championship first quarter nerves.
Lauren Shanks will bury that. Deb Kaufman talking to her team during the break, and I think Katie, whatever message she delivered, it worked right there.
Yeah, Dave, she actually talked a lot about how good a defense that they're playing right now, but offensively against that 1-3-1 zone, she said they're standing a little bit too much. They need to keep flashing, keep moving. She complimented her team on getting O boards, but she said we need to make sure that we focus and put those back in. She also said they have way too many turnovers and really encouraged them to take care of the ball better.
So this is a team, as we saw last night, that is very capable of regrouping in a hurry. We'll see how they respond here in the opening moments of this second quarter. Two experienced coaches, experienced in championship games, working tonight's game. Another rebound for Ellie Stevens. That is her 6th rebound already tonight. A minute and a half into the second quarter.
And it didn't work out that time, but you just see Ellie Stevens get a pass deflected in the attempt to try and get Bailey Kaufman at the high-low.
Lauren Shanks got the return steal, but Brady unable to finish it. Burrows, Holloway. That ball will not go down for either of these teams. Sartoris looking corner. And again, the long arms, this time of Burrows. Such length. This Byron team, there's Shanks. Not much length for Shanks, but she will go to the line, fouled by DeVries.
Great job right there by Lauren Shanks. She was everywhere last night as well. Nice to see that that same mentality is carrying over to tonight's game.
With the left hand, it's what got that foul drawn from DeVries. DeVries was thinking maybe she'll go right hand.
That was just a great heads-up play on Lauren Shanks. She could feel the momentum of the game slowing down a little bit, but saw the ball and saw her opportunity to transition that into a basket.
5:55 to play. Not much scoring here. Again, the number is not too pretty. 4 of 19 combined and 23 turnovers. Now, as we have this break here, we'll remind you that Tuesday night on CSN, Jimmy Butler, D. Wade, and the Bulls look to make a second-half surge as they battle the Denver Nuggets. Starting at 6:30 with Bulls pregame live, you'll get Chicago Bulls coverage presented by Coors Light and streaming on the NBC Sports app. Dave Bernhardt along with Chloe Barnes and Katie Wingy coming to you from Redbird Arena. Class 2A state championship ball game. Low scoring. You can tell that as we are a couple of minutes here into the second quarter. Shanks can't get that second. Sartoris can't handle it. Now Holloway on the breakout. Paige Holloway, 1,000-point score, gets 2 there and puts that lead back to 5.
And BCC still looks like they're struggling a little bit to score against this tough Byron 1-3-1 defense. But moves like that definitely do help when they can continue to try to draw some defenders when they attack the basket.
And that was a nice take from Lauren Mathewson. 5'7" senior Mathewson last night saw minimal action. In fact, she did not get into the game last night. And she stepped on the free throw line on the free throw. She will get her second. She'll make sure those toes stay behind the line.
That's got to be tough, Dave. You mentioned minimal action last night. Coming in right off the bat, you're at the free throw line. Good for her, though, for making that adjustment from the first free throw and knocking down the second one.
Just a 10-6 game here at the 5:25 mark of the first half.
You know, in some ways, this wasn't how I expected the first half to go. But in other ways, when you look at both teams and their defense, maybe I'm not as surprised that this is how it's going.
Burrows working on Malinowski, not giving Haley Burrows an inch. DeVries can't shake free. Burrows forced that one up. These defenses taking hold here in the first half. Brady, that's a tough shot. Byron wants to pick the pace. DeVries end up drawing the foul and head to that free throw line. We've only had 5 field goals here tonight. 3 of them belong to Byron. 4 is the number. That's the lead for the defending state champs. That's just some of the feel you get when you come to the IHSA State Basketball Championships. This is 1A, 2A girls weekend. Next weekend, right back here at Redbird Arena for 3A and 4A. And then following that, America's Original March Madness picks up and moves to Peoria. We'll do the boys' side of things with 1A and 2A. And we'll wrap up this 4-week stretch with 3A and 4A boys from Carver Arena in Peoria. So you are not even 1/4 of the way done your high school basketball championships here on CSN. Oh, DeVries used every bit of that iron. One of 2. I make that 2 of 2 for DeVries. 4 points for the senior.
And that's great for Lexi DeVries to be able to step up and knock down those free throws, especially since she's only gone 0 for 2 from the field so far tonight.
Shanks that soft little jumper. Burrows inside for the layup. Let's go to Katie Winchie. She was listening in to Eric Yearley.
I was amazed, Dave, at how cool, calm, and collected that Byron was in that last timeout. Coach looked at his core 4 seniors and asked, are we all right? Are we good? And they just nodded, took a deep breath, said, yeah, we're good. He told them to be patient, keep moving, keep it up on defense. He said, if you're tired, we'll take a timeout. Really just all around very composed in that last huddle.
You know, that's very interesting, and I think that's part of the personality of head coach Eric Yearley. I think part of it is he knows these seniors so very well, and he knows how he has approached this year, that target on the back, as we've mentioned a couple of times.
One of the other things that's great about Coach Yearly, you know, their motto as well for the year has been keep the edge, from the book The Slight Edge, and it's been interesting to see this Byron team really staying true to that and making sure that they continue to do the things well that got them here in the first place, like play great defense and get steals.
That is what has happened on the defensive end. It converts to a bucket on the other end. And the lead now doubled up at 16-8. Tough offensive going tonight for the Saints. Look how that 1-3-1 extends with Holloway at the top. Now here comes Burrows. Breeze on the other wing. Kaufman, she loves that baseline. Great feed to Stevens and misses the easy one.
And, you know, Stevens just missed that shot, but that's exactly what BCC needs to continue to do. Great job right there by Kaufman on finding Stevens in that open slot in the 1-3-1.
Rebound Kaufman. That would have been big had it gone for Byron. You can feel the turn of momentum just a bit here. Stevens can't handle it, and Stopa cannot save it. Here comes Malinowski replacing Kaufman. Remember, Bailey Kaufman picked up 2 quick fouls. Malinowski has made her presence felt here. 3 rebounds off the bench. Up ahead, Holloway. Now it's a 2-on-1. Holloway won't drop. There's Burrows again, tied up inside. And who's the finger being pointed at? Looks like Bailey Burrows. That's Burrows' second foul. Hopkins with 2, DeVries with 2 for Byron. 33-2 on the season for the Tigers. Malinowski has been on this floor along with several other Central Catholic basketball players, members of the 4th place volleyball team this year in state play and volleyball state champs last season. DeVries works one-on-one on Sartoris, who will not give an inch. Holloway thought about a 3, then pulled it back and let it fly.
It's one of the good parts about the Byron offense is their ability to spread the floor and really only work with what's actually given to them. You saw Lexi DeVries try to create her own shot on the wing. Didn't work for me, so kicked it to Holloway for a 3.
Brady looks to answer, and she does. Her first points of the night. And the Saints and their fans needed that one. Still an 8-point lead for Byron. Under 2 minutes here in the first half. Good ball movement, DeVries. Sartoris looks ahead. There's Burrows again. Burrows. Missed chance again for the Tigers.
If I'm BCC, I'm really thankful that Byron keeps missing those close shots, because you wonder what the lead would be if a lot of those bunnies had started to fall.
This defense so tough to crack. You saw Tamaya Valtenberg getting a hand on the ball. Have to go up over the top with your passes with Holloway at the front of that zone. Sartoris steps up, knocks it down. So Brady and Sartoris with a couple of buckets. 19-13. 11-point lead, cut to 6. Charlie Sartoris, tough night last night, had just 1 free throw. Sophomore showing the confidence right there.
6th team. 14, Sydney Jackson.
Wasn't quite aware of where that 3-point stripe was. Got over it by a couple of inches.
But it's important when you're going against that Byron zone to be able to step into whatever open space you have and knock down the shot if you have the opportunity. So good job by Sartoris on that one.
Sartoris has really come on strong as this season has progressed. Holloway, a little weave action. He has such fast feet, she can't get that dribble down in time. Kaufman comes back in for BCC. She's going to be exhausted from running from her bench to the scorer's table to the floor and back, but in there for offense right now.
But again, that goes back to that strategic subbing that we mentioned earlier. That's
Can you give me a turnover count on the Saints?
Final 20 seconds. Central Catholic has their way. They just want to make sure they get that last shot, keep Byron under 20 points.
Even though they're, pulling the ball, I'm really surprised by the lack of movement on the Byron team, especially within the post. We've seen that work for them a few times, so a little surprised with how much standing is going on.
Free ball goes. Sarah Brady from the corner. And a nice run to close out this first half for Central Catholic, outscoring Byron by 8 here in the last couple of minutes, trailing by 11. And as we go to break here, it's a 19-16 lead. Central Catholic surviving. Brady rips it through for 3. Couple of threes for Brady here in this half, kind of relaxed everybody. Charlie Sartoris got one as well. And make that Eric Yearley standing by with Katie Wingy.
Thanks, Dave. Coach, you forced 18 turnovers. How?
Our kids are playing hard. We got a little tired there the last 2 minutes, and they scored 6 points. Offensively, we're just shooting too fast. We got too many turnovers. We'll talk about that halftime and be better. Defensively, we'll just be who we are, and we had a couple kids with 2 fouls, and we just wanted to get to half with that, and we didn't want to get 3 fouls going to half, so we sat them, and they scored some points. But we'll bounce back. We're up 3, which at least we got the lead, and we're going to go have fun in the second half.
Offensively, you had sort of a slow start. What do you think was the cause of that?
We're just shooting too fast. They're pressing up, and a lot of the teams press to get quick shots more than steals, and that's what they're doing, and we're battling for some. We'll talk about it at halftime, and we'll get back to our game plan.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it. Head coach Eric Yearley, his Byron squad is up 19-16 against Central Catholic. Dave and Chloe. Things are lighting up here in Uptown Normal. We're at ISU's Redbird Arena where it is halftime. Byron Tigers lead BCC Saints 19-16. From above Doug Collins Court, we've got a close game for this 2A state championship. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from this first half. Both teams off to a little bit of a tough start offensively. Central Catholic's Sarah Brady and Lauren Shanks were the ones to lead the way with 6 points apiece. There we see Brady knocking down a corner 3. She heated things up for the Saints. And another one, she kept them coming, a little heat check for the senior. And then on the other side, Byron Tigers, they really got things going in transition. With Bailey Burrows, she's leading that squad with 8 points at halftime, and Paige Holloway, as always, being a dominating force from the top of that 1-3-1 zone for Byron. We see here knocking down threes here. They're trying to be patient in their offense a little bit. We will be back with more from Redbird Arena and this 2A state championship game. Right now, Byron Tigers lead the BCC Saints 19-16 at half. We've got ourselves a close game in this 2A championship. IHSA High School girls basketball inside Redbird Arena. We are taking things in stride at halftime here from above Doug Collins Court. Let's take a look at some of the stats from the first half of this close game here in Redbird Arena. Things started off a little slow for both of these teams, maybe a couple jitters going on, shooting both below 30% from the field. Central Catholic at 29, Byron at 25. Not much action from three-point field either. 2 and 6 for Central Catholic Saints, 1 and 5 for the Tigers. Not a lot of trips to the free throw line. Take a look at those turnovers though. 18 for the Saints and 11 for the Tigers. So we're sure that they talked about taking care of the ball during these halftime meetings with the coaches. We will have much more from Redbird Arena, and we will crown the 2A state champion. Will it be the Byron Tigers repeating, or will Central Catholic take home the hardware closer to home? We'll be right back. We are back at Redbird Arena. right about to start the second half of this 2A state championship game. I'm joined by Catholic Saints head coach Deb Kaufman. Coach, 18 turnovers in the first half. How are you going to take better care of the ball?
We got to work on that. We told them to attack north and south. I think they were a little scared, a little timid. It's a very good defense. We got to make sure we take care of the ball, making some free throws, and trying to get some balls back in the basket.
Slow to start a little bit offensively. What changes are you going to make in the second half?
Attacking the basket a little bit. I think defensively we've been playing a great game, and we got to continue that and find ways to score.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Thanks.
Head coach Deb Kaufman. Her Central Catholic Saints are down by 3. We'll be right back with the start of the second half. Oh, let's send it over to the table. We'll start the second half right now. Chloe and Dave.
All right, thanks, Katie. And Deb Kaufman talked about the free throw numbers, just 2 of 6. Shooting picked up a little bit in the second quarter for the Saints, 5 out of 10. But overall, I think Deb Kaufman, you could sense it there. It didn't feel right in the first half.
It hasn't felt right for BCC in the first half at all. 28% from the field, and it may even be a little bit reminiscent of last night. Turnovers last night were a problem for them. They had 23. They have 18 now, and something that they need to work on as well. They had 26 points in the paint last night, specifically from Ellie Stevens. So far this game, they've only had 6. So I'd like to see them incorporate that a lot more to see if they can get into a little bit of an offensive rhythm.
Then Byron will see the poise of the 5 seniors on this team, 4 of which started in this game last year, as Sarah Brady made that individual run, 6 straight points, 3-point range. We'll see how Byron holds up under that as we start the second half. Glad you've joined us here on CSN and whatever mobile apps you are using. This is the 2A championship. Byron looking to go back-to-back Central Catholic after a 2-7 start to the year. Won 20 of their last 23 games. They'll look for their second state championship. Sydney Jackson with it now for the Tigers. DeVries with a battle with Charlie Sartoris. Lexi DeVries came into this tournament averaging 18.4 points per game. In a game and a half, she has a total of 11 points.
And typically you wouldn't want to see that from her. But one of the things about Lexi DeVries that head coach Eric Yearley talks about all the time is how unselfish of a player that she is. And as long as the team is doing well and performing, then she's content with how she's playing as well.
Kaufman with her patented move along the baseline, didn't get it. There's DeVries' first field goal of the night.
And if you're Byron in the state championship game, you want your first basket to be from your leader on your team and your scorer. It really helps set the tone for the remainder of the half.
That foul will be called on Lauren Shanks. Here's DeVries, a little free throw line pull-up. Sarah Hopkins has been quiet tonight for Byron. Hopkins last night with 9 points. She has just a couple of free throws this evening. Low scoring first half, 19-16 at the break.
And what you still see even now is a lot of patience on the Byron team. They want to try and work it inside and get a good shot.
Pretty good shot right there from Hopkins. Thank you very much, Sarah, for leading right into our conversation about you into a basket. Boy, look how tough that is. I mean, Shanks turns the corner at the top. They get the ball inside, going to Brady, and that's exactly what Deb Kaufman wanted.
Great pass, and one of the things that Coach Kaufman talked about as well was attacking north to south instead of east to west. You're not going to score any points passing in between the sidelines. You need to go north to south to be able to create some different opportunities like they just had.
Let's see what this offensive trip yields. Sartoris has to go high to Kaufman in the corner. Hopkins the hand on the ball. Central Catholic will take the timeout, a 30-second timeout. On that offensive end, the previous trip down the floor, this was the result.
Man, you want to talk about good court vision. Look at Charlie Sartoris right there to Sarah Brady. To be able to not only see that, but zip it in there so quickly and not have anyone touch it is quite the skill.
Sartoris glanced at that scoreboard. Sees the score and the time that you do, a 5-point difference. Saints have never led in this ball game. It's Charlie Sartoris, starter on his softball team. In junior high, her basketball team is in second and third in the state. Also a third place finisher in tennis. Just a sophomore. A senior in the starting lineup for Central Catholic is Ellie Stevens. Eddie Malinowski, a senior, comes off the bench. Burrows may have gotten away with over the back. Throw out ahead to Holloway. Paige Holloway with 7 points.
And I feel like every time I've seen Paige Holloway score, it's been in that fashion. Beating everybody down the floor, finishing an open layup.
She's down there now if they find her. She'll go with the jumper. That time Burrows will go over the back.
Good job, though, by Charlie Sartoris to not only find a body, but to push her back as well. And being undersized compared to Burrows, that's even more important as a guard. To not just find a body, but push him back to make sure that they can go over the back.
Tamaya Waltenberg enters the game for Byron.
Tamaya Waltenberg will come in. Waltenberg will come in to replace Bailey Burrows. Burrows 8 points, 3 rebounds tonight. Stevens will lose it. DeVries, corner, Holloway. Perry a little bit too long. Nice recovery defensively for Central Catholic. Now they'll have to recover from this. Waltenberg from Holloway.
Great job right there by Waltenberg. I think a few times throughout the game we've seen people with those close shots kind of throwing up shots against the basket, but it was great to see her gather herself, go up strong, and finish that easy bucket.
The lead at 9. The biggest of the night has been 11. It came in the first half. Hoffman can't create space. Brady, quick release. There's Sartoris again.
Good job by Charlie Sartoris, and you do see a different BCC team offensively, a lot more movement.
And the Tigers want to run the floor after a made shot. Holloway matches Sartoris' basket in a span of about 3 seconds. Trying to thread the needle. Byron pushes the lead up to 9. So we said led by 11 at one point in the first half. They've gotten some things rolling the offensive end after that Sartoris little kiss off the glass. Holloway goes the other way.
We are back at Redbird Arena. The Byron Tigers lead the BCC Saints 29-20, and we have a special guest above Doug Collins' court tonight. Joey Malinowski, a member of the Central Catholic football team and IHSA's nominee for the Spirit of Sport Award. That's a national award. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
Good, doing well. How was it that you got involved with Kick It for Kids with Cancer? Is that what it's called?
Yes. I was at a camp up in Wisconsin for long snapping, and they always have every year video showing for how of Kick It and how a kid started it when he couldn't play soccer anymore, so all he could do was kick a football. So when I started this, it was right after the kicker for Sam Foltz from Nebraska died. And when I heard about this program, I was like, I got to do it now because I got to get back because this guy can't anymore. And so that's how everyone started to do it.
You talked a couple times, I read an article about you, that for you it's more than just sports, it's about what you can do through sports. And you raised nearly $8,000 last year. What is the goal for this next year?
I would like to get at least $10,000. That'd be, I mean, it's a big goal. And at the beginning of this year, we started at only $1,000. But before the first game, I had over $800 raised. So I realized that, it needs to be more than just $1,000. Since it's my number 70, we chose 7,000, and we actually exceeded that. So I'd like to get 10,000 this year.
For those of you watching at home, can you just explain a little bit how that money is raised through you playing football?
Yes, people can either donate a flat donation or they can pledge per tackle. And so for every tackle I get, the money, people who pledge, that money adds up throughout the year and comes to a grand total at the end.
Your sister Maddie is playing tonight. What's it like to watch her on Redbird Arena?
It just shows how much hard work she's put in the past 4 years at Central Catholic. She's been to the state championship 4 times. And I mean, she's a hard worker, and she goes to basketball practice every night, then straight to volleyball practice, and so she's a very hard worker.
We were talking a little bit earlier. Is your whole family here?
No, not my whole family. We didn't think we'd make it this far, so my mom is actually in Florida right now enjoying the beach. So she's watching on TV, but I know she'd love to be here.
Thank you so much for your time, Joey, and good luck this next season. We hope that you can raise a bunch of money through your tackles and be successful on the field as well.
Thank you.
Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you very much. You know, I just have one suggestion for Joey. Last year he wanted to raise $7,000 because it was a multiple of his uniform number 70. I think he should change his uniform number to 100 so he can get to that 10,000 goal. Big bucket right there from Ellie Stevens. Chance for a three-point play. Can't finish it. So all the back and forth action yielded one basket. Holloway, let's fly for three. She scored inside and outside. That's her second three, and the lead jumps to double digits.
And man, it's tough when you're BCC and you struggle so long to get a basket, and then you finally get one, and then to have Byron answer like that with the three, it does a lot for your momentum.
A lot of traffic inside. Burrows on the bench for Byron. She has 3 personal fouls. Holloway, same spot, same result. Paige Holloway drew an X in the left-hand corner. She has bottomed out her last 2 attempts, and this lead has gone to 13. And the fans behind her are loving it.
Great shot right there by Paige Holloway. Standing in the corner, her money shot.
Same spot.
Why not? Feeling good. Good job, though, by Lexi DeVries as well. It's important if a shooter's hot to make sure that you keep it in her hands. So good job by DeVries for finding her.
You know, just prior to that exchange of Ellie Stevens, the basket, then the 2 threes from Holloway, you saw several trips up and down the floor with no result. But the pace of the game, I think, started moving in Byron's direction.
Absolutely, and they are such a team that is about pace, and as the game moves and flows, they love scoring in transition. So for them to come down the court and have Holloway knock down 2 threes in the corner in transition, that's a good sign for them because they're playing at the pace that they want to play at.
Well, we're just getting ready to wrap up girls 2A action, and that allows us to remind you that next weekend, the Class 3 and 4A girls basketball championships are on CSN Plus and the NBC Sports app. On Friday, enjoy 4 great semifinal matchups, followed by Saturday's great championship games. It all starts at 11 a.m. on Friday with the Class 3A semifinals. And for schedules, visit csnchicago.com/ontv. We have 1:30 left to play in the third, another 8 minutes in the fourth before we can get you a Class 2A champion. Congratulations to the Bravettes from Manawan. They claim the 1A title today over the Unity Mustangs. Shanks there to clean it up.
Great follow right there by Lauren Shanks. That's so typical of her. She seems to be everywhere on the court. She has a nose for the ball and is always trying to find it and make sure that she's in there getting those offensive rebounds.
DeVries, nice spin off glass. As it appears that Central Catholic has to fight for every point they get. All of a sudden, the offensive rhythm seems to be in the hands of the Tigers. Brady, though, had a couple of big threes in the first half, at the end of the first half. Open floor. Holloway again. No. Valtenberg the putback.
Good job by Valtenberg at being in the right space at the right time, and I think we take for granted her ability to finish those easy buckets. We've seen a lot of missed layups so far.
And right now, the Tigers putting on a clinic. Their biggest lead of the night is 17, and that's how many points Paige Holloway has. 12 points the third quarter for Holloway. A 41-24 lead. The weekend, Holloway has had 18 last night, 17 with a quarter to go. Damian averaging 12.2 points per game. Shanks, clock winding down. And that will close it out after 3. Big third quarter for Byron. A 22-6 advantage in the third quarter. And with it, the Tigers on their way to back-to-back state championships. We have a quarter to play in your 2A championship game.
Hi, I'm Maddie Malinowski from Bloomington Central Catholic. Artist and music style that fans would be surprised I listen to is probably Disney music. My favorite moment of the season is probably beating T-Town to get here. It's because it was a very exciting game, and we really adjusted well. Something funny about one of my teammates that people don't know is that Kennedy Sheehan is convinced that she's married to Steph Curry. Something about Coach, it's actually Coach T that we don't know, or people don't know, is that my mom does her hair. A secret talent that people don't know that I have is I can do a handstand.
Well, the Malinowski family has gotten some FaceTime here in the last few moments. So, Mom, who's down in Florida, hope you're watching online. Congratulations, a couple of great kids there. And right now, Malinowski's and the Central Catholic fans need some points from their team in a hurry. There's the rebound by Malinowski, going the other way, though. DeVries finds McCary. Holloway post up in the right corner. She wants it. DeVries will take it. Loose ball is going the way of Valtenberg to McCary. Hopkins.
Good all-around team effort. Good court vision by McCary.
19-point difference. The legs look definitely livelier right now for the Byron Tigers. Valtenberg. Ooh, she had Holloway again. Instead, back to DeVries. Remember, all of this has happened with Burroughs on the bench with 3 fouls. And Eric Yearley says, you know, this is such a rhythm. I'll leave my honorable mention all-stater there.
Absolutely. Right now, Byron is exactly where they want to be in regards to the pace and the flow of the game. They are in control offensively, and they're in a good spot. They don't have to rush a shot. They can get the perfect opportunity, and they're comfortable holding the ball until that opportunity presents itself.
Here in the second half, it's been a 24-8 scoring differential. Byron over BCC. Holloway wants the right side. What a night. What a night for Paige Holloway. What a tournament. 4 threes tonight. 20 points and a 22-point lead here in the 2A title game.
You know, Dave, throughout the whole tournament, Paige Holloway has been characteristically very emotionless, and after she hit that last 3, I saw a little smile come up on her face, and I think she understands how special of a night this is, not just for her, but for her team as well.
You could feel it in the early moments of the third quarter. All of a sudden, this team felt like it's their time. Kaufman, nice move inside. Bailey Kaufman, her first field goal of the night.
Out the basket by Bailey Kaufman. Fouls on 20, Bailey Burroughs, her 4th personal. 4th team foul. Goes back to free throw line, shooting.
Kaufman has achieved her level of success here in the state championships. 4th place finish on the volleyball team. That was here in her sophomore year, but her freshman year, a state championship. And her team's going to pick up the trophy here tonight. She's going to pick up another state medal. There are some tired Saints on the floor right now. Central Catholic. You can just see on their faces. They've had to work hard tonight. Byron has just continued to pick up the pace.
They have. Byron has definitely controlled the momentum of this game. And it's helpful that they can do so on offense. And their defense, they really don't even have to move. We talked about their long wingspan all weekend. They don't really have to move to get defensive stops.
Poked away, Hopkins. Holloway, another? No. Coming up on 5 minutes to play. A comfortable 20-point lead for Byron, looking to go back-to-back.
So at this point, if you're BCC, if you can, now's the time to start making them uncomfortable. Even for short bursts of time, putting forth that extensive defensive effort to see if you can get a momentum shift in your favor.
Hopkins will clean it up. Brady trying to get some points in a hurry. Baltenberg open. Hopkins instead. And a foul will be called on Stevens. Big second half here for your defending 2A champs. They lead it by 22. Byron's Paige Holloway having a tournament you can only dream of. 18 points last night. She's working on 20 here tonight. That's one of her 4 3-pointers here this evening.
Paige Holloway's done a phenomenal job at not only continuing to be a strong offensive presence, but for leading this Byron team as well. They've been consistently calm throughout this whole, this whole tournament so far. And it's nice to see Paige play with a little bit of emotion and really enjoy the state tournament experience.
I think it's starting to sink in right now. We still have 4:41 to play. That Holloway, along with the other seniors, are very close to finishing out their high school career with back-to-back state championships.
And as a player, this is, a time that you want this lead. You're a little bit comfortable, but you need to still, make sure that you're doing what you need to be doing, because there is still 4.5 minutes left, and it's a state championship game, and crazier things have happened.
First personal 15 foul.
Well, you think about those 2 3-pointers from Brady at the end of the first half. If the Saints did not have those, the numbers on the board would be looking pretty tough right now for the Saints. As it is, down by 23. Deb Kaufman already with a couple of trophies, 3 to be exact. Championship, second place, and the last time Saints were here 2 years ago, they finished 3rd. Shanks not stopping. Sartoris will not go.
Great effort right there by Sartoris. Man, you wish that one of those would fall for them and give them the much needed offensive spark.
Well, the effort right there from Shanks to take it after the steal all the way down, then Sartoris to trail the play. That result, though, is Saints will inbound.
I feel like that effort has actually been very characteristic for the Saints throughout the whole game. The effort has been there. It's not been for a lack of trying. Shots just haven't fallen, and the turnovers have been an issue as well.
Sarah Brady reaches double figures with 10. 29 turnovers for Central Catholic, 14 for Byron. Again, this is a Byron team that from the minute they raised the trophy last year, they were heavy favorites to go back-to-back in 2A, returning 4 starters off that state championship team last year. Eric Yearley beefed up his schedule, played some different places, including one game at home against Montini. Nice shot there from DeVries. Montini came to Byron and defeated the Tigers in Byron. Montini, of course, a definite 4A title threat. But the place at Byron, the gym, was absolutely mobbed. And it was very interesting because Jason Nichols, the head coach for Montini, asked Eric Yearley, wow, is this really how it always is? And Eric said, well, no, they're here to see you. But in the end, they were there to see their Tigers as well.
And that's great, though, that all those students still came out to support their Tigers, because if it wasn't for games like the Montini game, you wonder if Byron would be here. You can't replace playing a team like Montini, who has such a storied tradition of being a great program. That's invaluable experience that prepares you for state championship games.
Holloway with Kaufman in the chase. And it is runaway time right now in more ways than one. 55-28. McCary penetration. Back out Hopkins. DeVries, she's going to let it go. Right now you can really feel the seniors feeling their last moments together.
You can, and that's a moment that you really hope that they cherish and remember, because there will never be a time like this again.
Central substitute 15, Lauren Matheson.
It actually made me sound really old, speaking from experience.
Well, no, but seriously, you know, but project yourself 20 years from now. No, I don't mean that way. I just mean in terms of emotions of being with a group of people like this and then reflecting back on your accomplishments.
Absolutely, and that's something, you know, looking back that I tell the high school students that I work with now, there'll never be a time like this where you get to play, even if you play in college, where you get to play amongst all your friends, your family, your teammates that you've known since you were born for a lot of them. It's just a really special moment, so you just hope that all these kids are taking it in and enjoying it, and you see Paige Holloway and Sarah Hopkins right there doing just that.
Maggie Stopa in for Central Catholic. Brady, the hook pass to Sartor. She's going to launch that long one. Rebound will come off. That's Abby Richardson with that rebound. McCary, a junior. Get it off to Kayla Miller, and McCary back at it after the return pass from Sydney Jackson. Also into the game for Byron with it right now. That is Miller, and we have a foul. Under 2 minutes to play, and now Deb Kaufman's turn. Start moving some people off of her bench. Ellie Stevens will come back in, the senior, the only senior in the starting lineup. She'll come back in, joined by Hannah Kessinger and Brady, Sartoris, and Kaufman. They'll all be back next year. They hope it's on this floor last weekend of the Class 2A season.
And if you're Deb Kaufman, you know, you don't necessarily feel great about how this game has gone, but you should be really confident with, you know, how your team has played overall. They came back from a really slow start at the beginning of the season, made their way to the state tournament, and even in the game yesterday showed that they have the capability to be a very well-oiled and disciplined offensive and defensive team.
Byron looking to work the last 2 minutes, and they're also looking to maybe connect with an NBA superstar. Katie?
Dave, the reigning 2A state champs have an extra special fan watching this run to defend their title. LeBron James, believe it or not. The King sent the Tigers a recorded video message saying he would be following them this season and encouraged them to use the hashtag #ComeOutOfNowhere. James is doing a little partnership with Nike and reached out to state championship Nike outfitted teams across the country. But he actually retweeted one of Coach Yearly's tweets and said he would be on this journey with them. So we'll see if they hear from him again after this game.
Well, you have to pay attention when you go back-to-back, right? That's kind of hard to ignore. And again, more substitutes here. In now is Cassidy Kessinger. Ellie Stevens will close out her high school career. She'll have a seat on the bench. Maggie Stopa at the line will get that free throw.
Hey, what? Okay.
You take a look at that. That's the Jackson family. Challen last year, the first person off the bench for Eric Yearly's team.
And that's really special when you have that opportunity to share it with your family members, because the state championship experience is one that is, you can't recreate it. And so to have that many opportunities within the same family is really phenomenal.
Emmy Keller has it also into the game. Kelsey Thatcher for Byron. And now some more people coming off the bench. Will be Anna Isaac for Central Catholic. For Byron, Kendra Jackson. So we complete the Jackson family. Cindy, Kendra, and Challen from last year. Monica Barracks also enters the lineup. Rayleigh Corcoran just got rid of the ball to Kayla Miller. We're under a minute to play. All these folks playing in a state championship ball game here in 2017. Harley Shade is in the lineup. She is guarding ball handler right now, Kendra Jackson. Tigers running that delay game.
And you even are impressed with how methodical they are even on offense, that nothing has changed since the starters have came, off the bench. They're all still very disciplined, and they know exactly what they need to be doing at this point.
That sign says it all as well. We saw the graphic earlier of the Class 2A state champions over the last 5-6 years. No back-to-back champs in that stretch. Byron's going to get it here in 2017.
And Dave, that's so hard for any team to do. I think people say, back-to-back champs. In this day and age with so many good schools and a lot of good competition, it's really difficult to string 2 state championships back-to-back.
Anna Isaac with that board. We're in the final 20 seconds. And it will roll out of there for Cassidy Kessinger. Her twin sister, though, Hannah Kessinger, will get it. And that'll be talked about at the dinner table for a while. I cleaned up your mess. That's the words that Hannah will be giving. You couldn't make yours, I made mine.
Gotta love the sibling debates at the dinner table.
Good job, Kessinger twins, the seniors. Final shot of this game. And with that, Byron, back-to-back, 55-32, here tonight over Central Catholic.
That's the final. Byron has defended its Class 2A state championship. Stand by for the presentation of team and individual awards.
They may have talked about going back-to-back in whatever words they used. You have to do it. They did. 34-2. And for the second time in 365 days, the Tigers make that walk along the sidelines, and they will soon make their way to that trophy platform. A target on their back the entire season. And Eric Yearley, the head coach for Byron, so happy that he could take this group of seniors back here and win it all. Let's go down to Katie with Paige Holloway.
I'm here with Paige Holloway. Paige, back-to-back champions. How does that sound?
It sounds incredible. I mean, it's a dream come true, honestly.
You've had an amazing tournament. As a senior, what was your mentality coming in?
I mean, coming in, it was just try your best and whatever happens, happens. And I mean, we just wanted to go out with a bang, and I think we did that, so.
I know LeBron James reached out to you guys at the beginning of the year. Do you think you'll be hearing from the King after this one?
I hope so. That would be awesome.
Let's bring in head coach Eric Yearley now. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
We talked a lot about your theme for this year. Keep the edge, ignore the noise, enjoy the journey. Are you enjoying the journey now?
Absolutely. It wouldn't be a better way to end the journey that we've had with these seniors over the last 4 years than with another state championship. First half they were giving it to us, but those seniors in the locker room at halftime, they didn't want to go home losers, and they pulled it together and made some shots in the second half.
You've talked a lot about how special this senior group is. How much are you going to miss them next year?
There's a lot of tears on the sideline in the last 2 minutes. Just great kids, even the whole team. It's been a pleasure to work with all of them, the juniors, the sophomores, and even our freshmen. I love these kids. I'm going to miss them, but we'll be friends for life. So that's more important than basketball.
How are you feeling about a three-peat?
Hey, it's our trophy till someone knocks us off. So these seniors laid the foundation and the groundwork, so the expectations won't change next year, but we're going to have fun and enjoy this one first.
Congratulations, Coach. Go enjoy with your team. That was head coach Eric Yearley. His Byron Tigers are back-to-back state champions. Dave and Chloe.
Let's take a look at our Country Financial Player of the Game, none other than number 11. You just heard from her. What a tournament, what a game. Paige Holloway had 4 threes a night, 22 points. Each three a little bit longer than the last. And that's her final moments coming off the floor. Paige Holloway, you can't get enough microphones in front of her, so polite, the hands clasped in front of her. How do you explain back-to-back and the tournament you could have only dreamed about?
I don't think you can. I think that this is just a moment where you smile, you try and be as gracious as possible, try not to cry, and just, appreciate the moment with your teammates. This is something that she will remember for the rest of her life, and what a great performance by her.
It was Holloway with 22 points, 10 points each from DeVries and Burrows. On the other side, Sarah Brady had 10 for Bloomington Central Catholic. Their season, of course, comes to a close here, as does the entire Class 2A season, at 22-11 mark. But for Central Catholic, how about the start? 2-7 with numerous players from the volleyball team, a little bit late getting out for basketball. They close on a 20-4 run to finish second here in the state. What an accomplishment for those folks.
Such a fabulous accomplishment for them to overcome all of those obstacles and to put together a really strong performance in this state tournament. It didn't necessarily go exactly as they wanted to, but I think Coach Kaufman has a lot to be proud of in these girls because their effort never wavered.
Well, you saw the Byron folks being interviewed. That allows us to go and get the awards hung around the necks of the people from Bloomington Central Catholic.
Athletic Director Doug Atkins. Trainer Ashley Kingston. Head Coach Debbie Kaufman. Assistant Coach Mindy Smith. Assistant Coach Roger Nilawaka. Assistant Coach Stacy Miller. Manager Chloe Cook. Manager Megan Alberton. Charlie Sartoris. Manager Christy Deneen. Harley Shade. Lauren Shanks. Lauren Mathewson. Sarah Brady. Claire Mormon Wolf. Bailey Kaufman. Maggie Stopa. Anna Isaac. Lily Foley. Ellie Stevens. Cassidy Kessinger. Maddie Malinowski. And Hannah Kessinger.
Congratulations.
This time, please meet the Tigers of Byron High School, who finished the season in first place with a final record of 34 wins and 2 losses. First, meet the superintendent of Byron High School, Dr. James Hammock.
Sorry. Congratulations. Go.
Principal Jay Mullins. Athletic Director Jim Kahn. Trainer Kim Girton. Head coach Eric Yearley. Assistant coach Scott McMullen. Assistant coach Bryant Cease. Assistant coach Andrew Spitzer. Manager Casey Olson. Manager Audrey Villa. Manager Haley Cass. And the Tiger squad members, Lexi DeVries. Megan McCary. Kayla Miller. Paige Holloway. Kendra Jackson. Sydney Jackson. Bailey Burrows. Aaron Murphy. Sarah Hopkins. Emmy Keller. Tamaya Valtenberg. Abby Richardson. Kelsey Thatcher. Monica Barrett. And Raylee Corcoran. Now will Coach Kaufman and the captains from Central Catholic please step forward to receive the second place trophy. And will Coach Yearley and the captains from Byron High School please step forward to receive the first place trophy.
Not too many times can pretty much the same group of kids raise a state championship trophy 2 years in a row. That's exactly what Byron did. And, you know, Chloe, it's one thing for a team to come in with a target on their back. They come into this tournament really heavy favorites, and in the end, they produce a 16-point win last night in the semifinals and a 23-point win tonight. They certainly are everything that we thought they would be.
They did it exactly how they wanted to. Their defense was everything that they hoped it would be. That 1-3-1 press we saw worked really well. And offensively, they did just about everything they wanted. If I'm head coach Eric Yearley, I'm happy that not only we won, but we won our way.
And exactly that's what he said. Before the game, he said, let's just be ourselves. That's exactly how it played out. So congratulations to the Byron Tigers for going back-to-back. Also, congratulations to the Bravettes from Anawan. They won this Class 1A title earlier today. Now, we're not done here from Redbird Arena. Well, tonight we are. But a week from now, we'll be right back here. 3A and 4A basketball as America's original March Madness continues. There's your final in 2A. It's a happy bunch of Tigers.